very much in times and very much in times of upheaval, and a lot is going on in the world. But this is the time that enough of actually looking out there. We have always filled ourselves with external aspects of life. We always try to find happiness and peace outside in the world, in materialistic things and external relationships. Externally, we have gone, we always looked to fill ourselves. Whenever we felt sad, we created a habit of using some material in our life. But really, really, now it's that time has come where we have to turn inwards, really turn inwards. And very firmly, I want to say it is time to turn inwards. Now, I think we all have to stop whenever we are feeling sad, whenever we are experiencing some upheaval, whenever we are experiencing some sort of, uh, you know, um, uh, internal upheaval, we have to now stop, filling ourselves with external pleasures of life. Really, that time has gone. Now, I think everyone should deeply get awakened that it's a need for an inner journey has started, and it has started long back, but we are still not realizing. And the nature is making us realize, the time is making us realize, the things that are happening in the world are making us realize. And if we don't wake up now, when are we going to wake up? When are we going to actually do it? Enough of wasting time in useless matters, in things that have no benefit for the soul, the things that didn't give us any strength, that created only dependency in our life. So I think each one of us should really, it's a journey of individual journey that we all carry. you know it's our individual journey, how much we want to do it for us, our own self, so that we can help even others who are around us. So it's an individual realization. We all have to really awaken ourselves now and increase this internal resilience. So this inner journey is very, very much necessary. So every single day now, don't make any more excuses. I've been busy, I've been carried away with this, I have, so many things out there to do. How long we'll continue to say these things and escape from actually getting in touch with our own self? How long we'll do this? I think it's really, really time. And the scenarios in the world are really telling us it is time that we wake up to our spiritual strength. So, in whatever way you can, give yourself that time. When you wake up early in the morning, give yourself that time. Meditate, sit, or if you like to pray or silence, in whatever way, get in touch with your own self. And so when we talk about resilience, psychology actually says that this resilience inside a child is built when that child is connected to one positive, firm relationship, where in that relationship someone is teaching us the positive aspects, someone is teaching us this is the right way to do, someone is appreciating us, someone is lifting us. And so right now in this world, who is that someone who is always on a positive note, who is beyond fear, who is beyond um, this play of drama, who is there in unlimited way to support us, to strengthen us, is God, right? The divine source, that power. And still we are not giving that time. We're still not giving that time to connect to that divine source, who is the strength that we are looking for. And so, whatever scenarios are going on in the world right now, to see those scenarios, to see those scenarios, or to experience them, is not a small thing, right? You need a lot of inner strength, a lot of inner resilience. We need. So check yourself today. How much of inner capacity, inner resilience you have actually accumulated, you've created for yourself. I actually love the question which Wimla asked today, that why is that when we are listening to these sessions, and why is that sometimes when sad moments, when we listen to sad news, we feel sad. That is so true, Wimla, and it is good you asked that question. One is, so we all have to actually realize, am I just listening, or am I doing what I'm listening? Because if there is no inculcation of what I'm listening, then there is no point in listening. So, day and night, we love to listen. We go to temples, church, or online these days. Since last year, since the pandemic began, everything has become online, and we love to listen. We listen to the chants, we listen to the sessions, we listen to the prayers, we listen. But how much am I actually going into silence and inculcating what I'm listening is very important. Because until and unless what I'm listening, if I don't become silent and inculcate that, there is no strength. I'm not building that strength inside. And so what is happening is, I may think that, oh, I know, when I listening out, there's so much information in the world, and I listen to all those information, but there is an absence of practice inside. And so I may think I know, but then when a situation comes, it really shows me how much I really know. Because when I hear some sad news or a situation, immediately sorrow begins, right? Or I get disturbed, or fear begins. And these are very, very powerful emotions. And it takes a lot of effort to get rid of these things internally. Anger, a lot of self practice, a lot of self discipline, internally working on them is essential. And I think that's what we are missing today in our practices. You know, so to cope with any sort of sad news or anything that's happening, inner resilience is a lot necessary. When we talk about inner resilience, what is that? Inner resilience is the power of the soul. How much I have created that capacity, or that power of silence, or the power of inner stability You see, when something happens, just say, like, when pandemic began, we immediately looked into, what are the precautions that we need to externally take, mask and washing hands, and repeatedly, we spoke about it repeatedly, taking the vitamins. But in the same way, the soul, I need to understand, the soul, this is my identity. This is my reality. I am a soul. I'm a living, conscious being of light who is feeling, who is thinking. The soul, who is experiencing the emotions, who is experiencing the feelings. The soul, what precautions the soul, I'm taking. How much I have built my inner capacity so that whatever I'm going to experience or experiencing, I'm able to tolerate, or I'm able to have patience. So check yourself. I have to teach myself internally to build that capacity. Just like physically, we are taking all these precautions internally at a soul level too. That every day I need to teach myself, every day I need to learn something, every day I need to put that into practice. Every day I need that silence. So jot down a few things. What are some of the things that disturb you, or you react to? Check yourself how much you have created that capacity not to be fearful. That inner stability. So for that, every single day, these practices are very, very essential. We've listened a lot, but it's time to do it. And if we don't do it, and if we still say excuses, if we still live in doubt and still look for external things to help us, then I'm not able to do it. I'm not able to do it. So now let us take a few moments before again we talk about the subject. So in this subject, three things. One is internal recognition of the soul and keeping this inner light awakened, this inner light going. Soul strength, to build that soul strength each single day. And the second aspect, to build that soul strength, I definitely need my connection, my relationship with the one source, God, divine. As I mentioned initially, that the relationship with one who can actually guide us, who can actually strengthen us, and that is God. And so the time is really, really telling us, connect, build the strength, connect to that one who is powerful. Many times we say God is almighty authority. What does it mean, almighty authority? It's not that God is sitting, on a huge throne and he's having the authority. What is when we say God is almighty authority? Meaning the one with all powers, the powers that we are looking for, the unlimited, ocean of strength. That's where we need to connect to. And the third aspect we'll look into is also drama, this play that's going on, the times we are in. So let us here pause and let us take a 5 minutes, 7 minutes reflection. Everyone sit down, Create this deep silence. If everyone can sit in a place which is very quiet and not engage yourself in any task, it's very important. This is another thing. We say we are listening, but actually we are not listening because we engage ourselves in so many tasks and the soul is not listening. So sit in a quiet place. I switch off my intellect to all the external aspects of life and switch on the inner light. All the strength lies in the soul. I gently switch off the consciousness of this body. Go beyond and focus on the reality that you are. I focus on the reality that I am. I am a powerful being of light. A powerful being. Radiating light. And the power of the soul is my silence and stability. I have the power of silence. No matter what's going on, I, I stay silent and still, stable unshakable. I am unshakable. I am power. See your inner light completely stable and still. No flickering. Silent, stable, and still. And these powerful vibrations are spreading. I remain in this awareness. Shanti. So, this is one powerful step to strengthen the soul is to knowing myself. I see myself the way God sees me. How would God see me? Hmm? As a wonderful soul. He lifts me up and he says, child, look, you have the capacity. You have the power. He would never say you're powerless. He would never say that you can't do it. No. And that's how I have to start looking at myself, that I have this power. And then I learn to go upwards. So one is going inwards, is going deeper and deeper, knowing yourself, strengthening that inner muscle. The more and more you go deeper into your inner world, the more you're becoming stable, powerful, like a master, like a king soul. And the more I learn to go within, deep within the self, the more I learn how to go upwards, high. So deep here in the soul and high up to the divine. So have this every day, this practice of going deep within the self and then higher towards the source. So every day check yourself how much my internal stage of the soul is deep and high. So the more I go deeper in knowing myself, in experiencing myself, the more I become closer actually to that divine power. So yes, God is that divine power and we still underestimate him. And whenever we are in need, we always call out for him. God help me. But why is that only when we are in need we call out? When we know he is one stable relationship that I have eternally. All these physical relationships that we have, we know today they are there. We all have our journeys. But in the journey of the soul, who is always with the soul is actually God. You know, in the journey of this life, I meet so many souls who come into my life. But the one soul who is always there with me is actually the divine source, God. And when we say God, he's not like a big, huge form. Just like how the soul is a tiny point of light, he's another soul, but the most beautiful one, but the most powerful one, where I can charge my battery, where I can feel supported. Like that one relationship that I have, who picks me up from the ground and says, you have the power and you can do it. And so, relationship doesn't mean that when I only want, I go to that person. No, no, that's never called relationship. Relationship is something which is very natural, a natural remembrance. Relationship means I'm naturally experiencing that person in the same way as God. Remembrance is natural. And so give yourself that program. Why I say even program is that, it is good that I experience God with me, but also it's good to give that time just for the divine. So that in silence, I'm able to actually connect to that source and draw that power that we are talking about, that power of the soul, that strength. Actually, in Hindi, it's a nice word, Atma Bal, Atmik Bal, the strength of the soul. And the more I connect to that powerful one, I'm actually strengthening the soul. And we need that strength. And that strength, that power, I'm able to execute in different ways. That power helps me to tolerate. That power helps me to love someone that I feel like, gosh, I can't. That power helps me to face, and we need that power right now to face what's going on in the world. Okay, one is what's going on in the world, but you know, we can't say it's happening in the world. It can happen any moment, anytime to anyone. Mm. So strengthening. soul power. Now, again, let us take 5 minutes before we go into the drama aspect and connect to that divine source to experience that soul strength. As I become silent, stable, and still, I awaken the light within, the light of the soul, and I recognize that there is one soul who is always with me, who is always there for me. That one beautiful, powerful soul. The divine source, who is not very far from me, just a thought away, just one thought away. Remembrance begets remembrance. The moment my thoughts connect to the divine soul, the divine soul connects to me as well. This is an eternal connection or relationship I have. Visualize, just like me, another beautiful light who is bright, radiant, fully charged, always charged. That divine being is with me. And I can experience the powerful light from the divine is touching the soul. He is filling me. No other thought. I am completely immersed in light. In divine power. experiencing becoming more powerful. Go deeper and closer into the divine light. I'm feeling more powerful and charged, connecting to my parent soul, the source. Let this connection be eternal. When I'm deep and high in my stage, I am beyond the play of this drama. I clearly understand that everyone is playing their part. Everyone has their own journey. This is drama. So I don't have to react to anyone's part. I'm stable actually. I'm stable in God's strength, watching everyone's part unfold. I have the power to be detached observer when the stage of the soul is deep and high. As a detached observer, I'm looking at the drama. Everyone is an actor and playing their own part. I cannot change, I cannot fix, I cannot avoid anyone's part. Every soul will come at their own time and then have their own journey. But all I can do is to support souls, to give strength to them. And I think that's what the world needs today, our strength and support. One of the important things to understand about this drama, or to stay detached, is watch less news. If you're engaging yourself in watching news day and night, what's going on in the world, then that will not help the soul to be detached. Because every time you're watching news, the more you're getting fearful, the more information, okay, the more. And so you're overloading yourself. The more I'm staying in my soul stage, the more I have the power to discern, because there is also a lot of information out there. Sometimes we don't know what is reality, what is not. And so these are also the times when I need to actually learn to have the power of discernment. What is going on? What is that I need to engage? What is that I need to detach myself from? What is that I need to know? So one of the aspects of drama, this play right now, is understand that after every darkness there is a new dawn. We're all experiencing this darkness. We're all actually experiencing different things. We are settling different things. We're all in one way settling our karma. But after this pitch dark, remember there is a new day coming, a new morning, a new beginning is coming. It's not very far, it's coming. And if it is coming, what I need to do is prepare myself to enter such a beautiful world, to be in that new day. So one is focus. Focus. Whatever your eye sees, that's what is in your mind. And that's what you're thinking, that's what you're doing, that's how you're behaving. And so let my eyes see the new beautiful world that's coming, the new beautiful dawn that's coming. And we need to create that. It doesn't just appear as magic. No, we need to create. And if we have to create, we all have to move towards that positive strength. So there is a need for tremendous change, not external change. We are always looking out there for external change. Oh, this pandemic should finish. But how much have we changed inside? We're saying this pandemic should finish and things should get normal. Did we change anything inside us that will contribute in a positive way for the pandemic to finish, for the change to happen? So also it is the time that we don't look for out there to change. That person should change. This scenario should change. This should change. But I think, let me actually create that inner resilience, that strength and capacity inside, that change within myself. So so that I can create, I can bring that change. Like how Gandhiji said, right? Be the change that you want to see in the world. I have to be the change. And so remember, this is a play going, of course, in one way or the other, we're all settling. But at the same time, I think at this time, a lot of inner strength needs to be accumulated. At the same time, a lot of support. We give a lot of support to the world, our family, friends. Support doesn't mean that we have to be 24 by 7 with them, but support means internally your vibrations, internally your good wishes and pure feelings. They need it. Everyone needs around us. They're waiting, they're thirsty. And so let me be that beacon of light, that lighthouse who can give that to others. And so fill your, if I can only serve when I'm full, when I'm empty, how can I serve? And if I really want to help anyone spiritually, fill yourself and give that strength and support in a very subtle way. And I don't have to even, one is the world pandemic that's going on, but sometimes we get stuck in trivial things that are going on at our home or with our family members or whatever. So it's time to really focus internally and not waste our time on trivial matters. No, we cannot afford to do that anymore. So yes, we have to create this power to pack up because the new dawn is coming, and that's where we have to transfer our bags and baggages. And so to do that, a lot of these three aspects, and they're also called as three dots. Three dots. The first dot is the soul, the second dot is God, and the third dot is drama. Everything that's going on is beneficial. And I know it's not that easy to think beneficial, but what I'm saying is this aspect of um, beneficial, or the aspect of resilience, it only comes when I actually apply the first two dots. The first two dots helps me to see the to apply the third dot, that everything is drama. And the first two dots is I, the soul, and there is another soul, higher power or source or divine, who is there with me. And all the time, this dot meeting that dot, applying these three dots right now is essential to create that inner resilience. And yes, whatever we are facing, this also will pass, will pass. We are going through that dark tunnel. And so hold on to your light, that light, and the third light, drama. Okay. Om Shanti. Thank you. Anybody wants to say anything? You want to share anything? Please, do you want to ask anything? Or you want to share a good wish to the world or to the souls of the world?
Om Shanti, Sister Madhvi.
Yes. Om Shanti.
I asked you one
Om
question.
Shanti, Sister Madhvi.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Yes, Vimla.
Om Shanti.
Yes,
Om
Vimla.
Shanti, Sister.
I think I did respond to your question. Did I?
Yeah, but still, like, We have been hearing so much. Still, why a minute, a second does affect
Mm,
the body? I think still we need a lot, a lot polish over ourselves, right?
that's
We are lacking still. With your so much effort over us, still, still we need a lot of polish.
see, that's what exactly I was saying. It's not that we
Yeah.
need a lot of knowledge, Vimla. We need a lot of practice. What we are listening, putting that into practice. You know, the knowledge is essence, and that essence we actually share in different forms, so that the intellect is able to learn each time in a different way, but the essence is the same. But every time I learn that essence and I sit in that the practice of that essence, like as I said now, the essence is to experience those three dots. And so I do understand what you're saying, that it's not that easy not to feel sad and sorrow of what's happening in the world. And sorrow is very powerful in a way. When somebody is experiencing so quickly, you experience it. But this is where an inner work has to be done. Inner work, a lot of inner work we have to do, and keep the soul in so much positivity and so much in God's remembrance. And yes, we do experience, but remember, every time you're taking a step ahead. You're taking a step ahead, you know? So maybe before listening to this knowledge, you may be experiencing more sadness, maybe now a little sadness, or maybe you're experiencing a little sadness, but you know how to cope with it quickly, you know? So it's
Yeah.
not that you don't have
Yes.
progress, you are having a lot of progress.
Yes. 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 That I will
And,
say.
and with this
Yes.
power of knowledge, because you're listening every day, also it's helping. With this power of knowledge, you're able to apply it quickly too,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That I realize. Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes.
Good.
Mhm.
Thank you.
It's not only, yeah, but that I realize it's not only with me, but in anybody's house. Everybody is having that strength to accept that. So I also have to accept. I have to accept. Hmm. So accepting power should be increased, is it?
Accepting power again can increase when you actually focus on the essence again. I keep going back to the essence. When can you accept? When you have soul power, only you have the power to accept, no? If
Mm.
I don't have that soul power, so soul power comes when you're realizing, when you're having that, sadhana of experiencing yourself as soul and connecting to God and listening to the powerful knowledge. And so when you do that sadhana, you have the power to accept. So without that sadhana, if I'm thinking I need to accept, I'm unable to accept because I don't have the strength to accept. So my practice has to be where I keep accumulating that strength.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much
Shanti.
for explaining.
Thank you, Sister Madhvi. Have a good night.